So there you go, the original 3DS lasting 3 hours 56, the new 2DS 4 hours 25, but king of them all, 3DS XL 4 hours 58. And on the 2DS, although it's only in mono, the loudness isn't too bad. But potentially again, you're not matching that original 3DS sound quality. And in terms of brightness, it looks like the 2DS and the 3DS XL have a slight advantage. Welcome to Family Gamer TV. We've got a nice early look at the 2DS. Taking a little tour around. As you can see, the controls first of all have moved up towards the top of the unit. So you've got the circle pad, D-pad, and A, B, X, Y buttons there at the top. The home button has been redesigned and is sort of flush with the unit. The start and select buttons again and power have been redesigned. There's also a sleep button here. That's the equivalent of closing the console, because this 3DS doesn't have a hinge, as you can see. It's sort of wedge in design, but it doesn't hinge. Now I think for families that's a really nice feature, because it means that weak point, that hinge that often would break potentially if the DS had a bit of mistreatment. Now of course that means that the unit is bigger, and we'll do some size comparisons in a minute so you can see the 3DS XL and the original 3DS there. So it's bigger, and also when you've got it in your bag, those screens are vulnerable to potentially getting scratched. So you can get an official case for it, or you could pop it in a protective bag of your own of some sort. On the top you've got the left and right trigger buttons. Of course you've got the cameras in the same place. Now all this layout has been designed so that you can take advantage of all the 3DS games, along with supporting the older DS games back on the old console. Also missing on the 2DS, hence its name, is the 3D features. There's no 3D slider on the right there. And that, I guess, in some ways, is both positive and negative. If you wanted a 3D game system, this isn't the one to buy. It will play 3DS games, but it won't play them in 3D. There again, if you've got a family with young children and you're maybe slightly worried about playing 3D and having to turn it off when your younger children are using it, the sort of guidance is 7s and under should have it switched off, then you don't have to worry about it with this unit. So it feels, in terms of weight and size, it's quite similar to the 3DS, and it's picking up on the original 3DS design rather than the 3DS XL size. Battery life is going to be the same, we think, as should screen brightness. But we're not going to take the technical specs word for it. We're going to do some tests. So here you can see we're setting up the 2DS, the 3DS XL, and the original 3DS with Mario Kart. We're going to put their brightness up to full, turn any power saving off. That's done there. The same on the 3DS XL, full, any power saving off. Wi-Fi switched on both units, as you can see, and the same here on the 2DS. But as you do this, you'll see that this setting's slightly different. So here, there's no access to that power saving feature that I can make out, but it's in here that you turn the Wi-Fi on and off, because there's not a button on the 2DS to do that. So here we are with the curtain drawn. We'll just get these all on, just to have a comparison, making sure that 3D is switched off on each of them. Obviously you don't need to do that on the 2DS. And in terms of brightness, it looks like the 2DS and the 3DS XL have a slight advantage. Not huge, but I think it just looks a little bit clearer, particularly in this light. If I come around to different angles, it depends on your sort of viewing angle. If I just run across here, you get a good idea. So now we want to have a check of the sound. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute, and we're going to go through each one, playing the sound for you. I'll keep the camera at the same distance. That was original 3DS. Here's the 3DS XL. So again, maybe not quite as loud. And then on to the 2DS. So there you go, the sound is quite different on each of the units. This is something that I've noticed before. For me, the best quality and the best loudness is on that original 3DS. On the 3DS XL, to my ear, the sound is slightly tinnier and not nearly as loud. It's definitely not as loud on the 3DS XL. And on the 2DS, although it's only in mono, the loudness isn't too bad. But potentially, again, you're not matching that original 3DS sound quality, and that's often the case, I think, with those launch systems. That the original one obviously needs to make a good impression, and so has slightly higher spec components. Then, as you go through the iterations, obviously there's a drive to make the system more profitable and to make it more affordable for families and customers, and so potentially some more cost-effective use of components comes to play. So let's get our battery test on as these consoles have started running, and to see how it plays out. So here we are as the clock starts at 6:15. As you can see, they're all on maximum brightness. All have got their Wi-Fi on. Any power saving modes are switched off. Just to give a sort of an accurate comparison between the three, and this is from the first battery test where we've managed to have the same game exactly running on all three handhelds. So this should give us a really good real-world test. Now, of course, the 2DS is a new console and won't have been used as much, and the 3DS XL and the 3DS have been used in the family, so maybe their battery will suffer slightly. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do. As we come round to 3 hours, so none of them are flashing on red yet, they all seem to be going pretty strong. So there, as we hit 9:35, the 3DS original starts flashing red, which signifies its battery is running out, and then at around 11 minutes past 10, it bites the dust, so that's the first one to go. Then immediately the 2DS starts flashing red, so it's got into its 4th hour, but as soon, I think its battery is going to be out. Around 10:40 that dies, that's about 4 hours 25. So we see the 3DS XL still going strong, it's flashing on red, but it's well on into 4 hours, 4.5 hours, as the clock goes round to 11. And so with its larger battery, it manages to last around 4 hours, 58 minutes. So there you go, the original 3DS lasting 3 hours 56, the new 2DS 4 hours 25, but king of them all, 3DS XL 4 hours 58. So that's the end of our battery test, and that's the end of our review of the 2DS. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more reviews and you want to hear more from Family Gamer TV, subscribe to the channel and we'll let you know when we have a new video out. But let us know what you think about the 2DS. Drop a comment, drop a like. We want to know if you'll be upgrading to this system, or maybe you think the tech specs don't quite have it.